a fucking video! This motherfucker! So, hey, this came about, you know, I'm always watching fucking horror movies and watching old shit all the time, and I really, we talked about horror and stuff on here, but I want to touch upon the actual horror movie soundtracks and scores, and not just horror movies, but just movies in general, that I am a very big fan of soundtracks and scores, and I probably listen to those just as much as I listen to fucking death and black metal. I fucking love movies, and actually, or horror movies or whatever. And what even got me thinking about this is I recently just randomly was trying to think, what did I need to watch? I haven't watched in a while. I was going through my DVD stuff. Oh, let's watch the original Hills Have Eyes. The original 1977 Wes Craven. Pop that on. Great movie. It's one of those ones I watch once a year. It's always just such a good fucking movie. It also brings back such memories, because I remember the first time I saw that, I had to have been 7, 8 years old, maybe, I don't know. I just remember my dad always telling me about it when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I really want to see this. And at that time, we didn't have cable, and we just had regular TV, and you really had no control of when you could watch something. So this had to have been 83, I think, because that's when we first got a VCR. 82. I think we got a VCR at 82 or 83. But anyway, we had a VCR, the old fucking ones. You press a button, the top opens up, you slide the fucking VHS tape in, press it down. We didn't have a beta. Those, you remember fucking beta, those little ass fucking tapes. You had VHS, and my dad said on the TV guide, oh, look, Hills Have Eyes is coming on TV. Oh, really? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, well, fuck. And it was like during the week or something. So I had to sit there and beg him, because I knew, because there was a way you could program it to set it to record at a certain time. He made it like it was such a fucking big ass deal, but he finally did it for me. And I still remember the next, well, I guess it was the next morning. I guess I watched it because I guess it wasn't a school day. And when he started when it started recording, it cut off the first half of it, so I didn't see the part at the gas station and all that shit. It basically popped on right when after they had the wreck. And that fucking idiot Bobby running and doing fucking jump flips and shit like that out there laughing. That's where it started off. And yeah, that movie had such an impact on me. I loved it, and I fucking loved that fucked up Michael Berryman on there. And yeah, just overall, the soundtrack, everything. I just fucking love that part. My favorite part of the movie is when the fucking big fucking Bob goes back to the God damn it, these fucking lights! He goes back to the fucking gas station and starts talking to the old man, who's the actual granddad of all those fucking hillbilly inbred fuckers. And it's a real cool scene, but it's funny how that the dad's first in there, and then the old man starts shooting at him, and he runs in the back room and locks the door, and then the fucking big Bob opens the door, get out, and he opens the door, and the old man's hanging himself, and his response was fucking hilarious. Instead of, oh my God, trying to help him, his response, get your neck out of that rope, you jackass, and gets him down and says, is that what you do to scare off fucking trespassers? You shoot at them, then try to hang yourself? It's fucking hilarious. Just hilarious comedy. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, talking about Hills Have Eyes. I like the remake of it too, it's pretty good, but the first one was excellent. Then the original sequel, part 2, with Wes Craven did with the fucking Reaper and Michael Berryman. That was a fucked up weird movie with dogs having flashbacks, and the lead guy on there, I forget his name, the dirt bike rider. Remember, he was on other horror movies. He was on Friday the 13th, part 7, New Blood, I believe. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. So anyway, so I thought to talk about these fucking movie soundtracks, and I had actually bought this a while back. Take this goddamn shit out of this motherfucker. Excellent soundtrack, good score, you know, the cover. Then there's a cool inlay with some liner notes, and then also this cool gatefold shit with fucking Papa Jupe and Michael Berryman. So yeah, I listen to this soundtrack pretty often. It's pretty atmospheric, but you know, it works fucking good. Who the fuck put this shit out? One Way Static Records. I know there's lots of other good shit. This is a good fucking album. It's got also Dee Wallace, who, you know, she was on fucking E.T. and Cujo, The Howling, all kinds of fucking, and then she's been in all these fucking new Rob Zombie fucking movies too. So that's cool shit. God damn it. And this is another one here. I've talked about this movie before. fucking Tourist Trap. Excellent soundtrack. Made the soundtrack by Pino Donaggio, who's done other scores for other movies, but this one is very spooky. Excellent movie with fucking Chuck Connors, these fucking mannequins coming alive. Again, I've talked about this movie on here before, if you know what I'm talking about. Fucking crazy shit. And actually, when I was a kid, this fucking movie scared me. Actually, I was pretty fucking scared of this movie. I remember my dad recorded it on a VHS, and yeah, could have been cooler shit than that. They recorded that. I remember it scared the shit out of me, but eventually I started liking it. I guess I got desensitized early because I saw all this shit and Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I saw all that shit as a kid, and it fucking freaked me out at first, but then I just grew to love it. This is another excellent movie, Manhunter. This is it's newer, it's modern. This came out what year? Well, the movie came out in 1986, but this is a reissue of it. This Waxwork Records put it out. Who does a good job on these reissues and whatnot? Or actually, I don't even. Yeah, it was issued before back then, but this has got an alternate cover. I love this soundtrack, but the fucking thing that pisses me off, it's 2 albums, set at the fuck. It's 2 fucking records, and they're both set at 45 RPM speed, whatever. And people say, yeah, it's better quality that way. But man, fuck that. I'd rather have this 1 album, 2 sides. Fuck this 45 bullshit. There's other albums they do this with newer stuff, and I don't like it. I just want 2 sides. So honestly, I don't ever even listen to it because I don't feel like having to fucking flip the shit over after 3 songs. But this is a fucking great score. Like the opening song, Strong as I Am. You remember that part? You've seen it in the fucking psychos in that van, scratching on the dashboard of his van, watching this fucking blind bitch cheating on him with somebody else. He's freaking out. Great 80s song. And also the Graham's theme, the fucking head investigator. Great movie, man. Just overall excellent soundtrack. The Iron Butterfly is on here as well. Remember that band? Pretty cool stuff as well. But yeah, this is a great fucking movie. It's actually, what's on this motherfucking inside here? This gatefold of the fucking excellent stuff. Great movie. I have a DVD release of it too. It's got some cool packaging with some inserts, and has like a fake folder in there, like a crime files and whatnot. Excellent. You don't see fucking packaging like that anymore. But this movie, honestly, I watched this more than Silence of the Lambs. This is a prequel to it or whatever. I like this better than Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is a good movie, but this is fucking way better for me. It's got a great soundtrack. Plus, it's got William Peterson, who plays that role really well. And he's also in another movie that I got a soundtrack for him to talk about here in a minute. Very influential. And yeah, speaking of fucking William Peterson, this other soundtrack, To Live and Die in L.A. I absolutely love this movie. No, it's not a fucking horror movie, but William Peterson, Willem Dafoe, great fucking dark action movie. I really love William Peterson's character right here because he's just completely out of control. I mean, just trying to go crazy to do whatever he can to fucking bust Willem Dafoe, who's a fucking counterfeiter, who at the time, Willem Dafoe was just getting popular. Before that, he was on Streets of Fire, which we'll get to that in a minute, that's when I first noticed Willem Dafoe. But he played a good villain on here. Steve James, who's on here as well. Remember, he was on fucking American Ninja. A lot of good fucking action movies, and too bad he fucking died early. But yeah, and plus it's fucking Wang Chung soundtrack. All done by Wang Chung. I listen to this shit all the time. I fucking love Wang Chung. Because everybody's gonna have motherfucking fun tonight. Hey, I like some fucking pussy shit too. But Wang Chung, that's some fucking hard ass motherfuckers. Actually, while we're talking about that, speaking of Willem Dafoe, here we go, fucking Streets of Fire. This is the original pressing. It's not any fucking new fucking bullshit. Great fucking soundtrack, Michael Pare. Remember him, fucking Eddie and the Cruisers, which actually, talk more about Michael Pare here in a minute. But it's funny about that actor. He was always on the brink of success, but then he would, every movie he would make, he'd make a hit. Like Eddie and the Cruisers was a hit, but then he did this. They thought they were going to make a trilogy out of this, and it fucking bombed. But this movie is so fucking good. It has elements of the 50s biker gang, but then there's all this neon 80s shit going on. Diane Lane, Rick Moranis, who I wanted to fucking kill that motherfucker on there. And then it's got Lee Ving from Fear is on here as well. Great soundtrack. Excellent shit. The Fix is on here. The Blasters, Slackabilly, Ry Cooder. It's just one of those things. I have to, talking about listening to a whole album, I have to listen to this always together. But I fucking love that Fix song, Deeper and Deeper. Now this here soundtrack to fucking Beyond the Black Rainbow, made by one of my favorite fucking directors of these days, Panos Cosmatos, who is the son of George Cosmatos, who did a bunch of shit in the 80s and 90s action movies. I think he directed Cobra. I know he directed Tango and Cash, both Sylvester Stallone, a lot of other more popular shit too. But this here is his son. Beyond the Black Rainbow, soundtrack by Sonoa Caves, Sonoa Caves, which, man, this soundtrack is fucking excellent. I mean, if you've seen this movie, it's not for everybody. Some people probably think it's boring. For me, I love it. It's not action-packed. It's just more of like an experience when you watch it. It puts me in a certain mood. The colors and themes that are done on here, so fucking good, man. But the soundtrack is really what makes it. Pure just synth 80s shit. I also like other stuff Panos Cosmatos has done. He did the Mandy, which is a fucking great movie that has a good soundtrack. And then he did the fuck else? He did directed one episode of that Cabinet of Curiosities or whatever. That's was it on? I don't remember, one of those fucking anthology series, and he directed one episode. It was really fucking good. It had Peter Weller on there. Remember that motherfucker from RoboCop? But yeah, Panos Cosmatos, I look forward to everything that he fucking does, but this soundtrack, I listen to it a lot. And here's another modern, kind of modern movie, Starry Eyes. This soundtrack is very good too. All synth-based. It's funny, the main theme on here is definitely, it borrows heavily from this movie Scarface, his main theme. That, I'm not going to sit there and make this whole thing, but you know what, if you've seen Scarface, they play that theme through the whole movie in different keys, but it's always the same thing. This definitely has that same notes on there. But very good movie about this fucking bitch working in some shitty job trying to get a cast in on movies, and it's a movie director. They're all fucking satanic and occult, and she has to fucking suck shit to get in there and turns into a fucking monster and starts killing people. Good movie, Starry Eyes. The soundtrack is fucking good. These next two, Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead 2, I'm not going to talk too much. I've talked about these before on his channel before, but again, Return of the Living Dead came out in 1985. Very influential to me. The Damned, TSOL, all these bands were on the soundtrack is what really got me into a lot of stuff. Part 2 is okay. It's got Anthrax and some other shit on here. I definitely don't listen to this Part 2. I thought Part 2 was a big letdown. It was too fucking stupid. Part 1 had comedy in it, but it was still played very in a dark tone. It worked. This one was too fucking goofy. Dracula vs. Frankenstein, this cheap-ass shit, one of Lon Chaney Jr.'s last movies. It's good. It's got a fucking very 70s psychedelic soundtrack. Great movie. I don't know if it's, I don't want to say great. I think I just like to watch it because it reminds me of being a kid and watching this shit. I remember the first thing I didn't like, Frankenstein looked like just a blob of shit. His face looked like crap, and then Dracula had a fucking afro. I thought it looked like shit. I was kind of pissed off about that, but yeah, it's good. It's got some, it's very campy, but I still like it, and the soundtrack is okay. It's not fucking great, though. God damn it. Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick. Good fucking movie. I love this movie. I love Stanley Kubrick's movies, but this is really fucking good. Just I love how Tom Cruise goes through the night and going into all these adventures and winds up in this fucking cult sex chamber. Great movie. Soundtrack is fucking excellent. Very good. I saw this at the movies too when it came out. Loved it. I had to buy the DVD because it's just some movies you have to own, you know. And that one, even though it's a mainstream Hollywood movie, most of the time I don't like that so much, but that movie works really well. Remember this shit? It's okay. It's got Sting on there when he was trying to break out from the police to become an actor. It's all right. I just got this. It's the original pressing. Just more of an oddity than anything. And going back to Michael Pare, Eddie and the motherfucking Cruisers. Yeah, this movie is really fucking good, and I just like Michael Pare's character because he's a fucking asshole. And actually, on Eddie and the Cruisers Part 2, it's even funnier. He's got a fucking mustache and a mullet, and he is a complete fucking asshole, unlikable creep. Like, just brutalizing his fucking band members and treating them like shit. It's fucking hilarious, and that movie bombed at the box office, but I thought it was fucking funny because he was just a fucking creep to his bandmates. But this one too, I listen to this pretty often. It's got the fucking Beaver Brown Band. You know them, they've done other shit, soundtracks. They did fucking Rocky 4. But yeah, Eddie and the motherfucking Cruisers. And going back, actually talking about the police, this is also one of my favorite fucking movies, Rumblefish. Francis Ford Coppola, fucking artsy film. This piece of fucking shit! God damn it! Francis Ford Coppola, this came out after The Outsiders, which I fucking love too, but this one has a different artsy feel to it. Much different than The Outsiders. It's an art film. It's shot in black and white, and this soundtrack score is done by Stuart Copeland from The Police, the drummer. You can definitely tell it has that sound, but I love this soundtrack. I love this movie. Matt Dillon, Diane Lane, and Mickey Rourke. William Smith, you know William Smith, fucking Falcon Eddie, Rich Man, Poor Man. You motherfuckers know what I'm talking about. All those biker exploitation movies and shit. Who else? Dennis Hopper is on here. Fucking Larry Fishburne is on here too. Also, Nicolas Cage, who's a fucking idiot on here. Chris Penn. But great movie, just stylistically shot. The soundtrack works really well. And speaking of that, here's the fucking Outsiders soundtrack. This was actually a reissue. This was pretty fucking cool. I had to get this. Not only is I liked how it utilized original art, not some new fucking bullshit, but it's got an excellent gatefold in here, some art. Looks really good. But yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's Hollywood movies. It's good shit. I fucking like this movie. And it's very relatable because it reminds me of a lot of people that I grew up with. So yeah, fuck it. Here's another one. This is a fucking bizarre movie. Phantom of Paradise. Man, remember this shit? Fucking Paul Williams. Weird ass fucking movie, 70s. It's almost kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, kind of, but it's a little more dark. It's got Paul Williams. He's like the devil, and this fucker gets all fucked up. His face gets mutilated. He puts on this fucking metal helmet, starts killing people in this venue where they're having I don't know, some entertainment house, whatever. But it's not one of my favorites, but it's just one of those things I like to watch and go back and look at because it reminds me of being a child when I saw it. It's funny, I kind of was scared of this shit too. I saw this when I was very young. When they said that fucking Paul Williams was the fucking devil, I got scared. Yeah, it's all right. Paul Williams, you remember he was on fucking Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and he was a songwriter, did a bunch of shit. And he's still alive, little fucking sawed-off motherfucker. I think he was on Smokey and the Bandit Part 1. All right, now this here, getting back to Hollywood, but fucking Apocalypse Now. Original pressing here, motherfucker. Very, very influential movie to me. Because again, I remember watching this as a kid. I didn't see it at the movies, though. It came out in 1979. But this is one of the first movies my dad rented when we first got a VCR. And this had a monumental effect on me. Just the dark, brooding feel of it. The soundtrack is so good. And it's just a really dark movie. It's set in Vietnam. Martin Sheen, Frederick Forrest, Dennis Hopper again, Marlon Brando, a bunch of other motherfuckers, Robert Duvall. There's more. Harrison Ford. But I just love that the movie just as it's like a journey as they get farther and farther down upriver, getting closer to Colonel Kurt's hideaway or his whatever the fuck his base, whatever you want to call it. It just kept getting darker and darker, and the music fits it so well. This soundtrack is excellent, excellent. And actually, talking about Francis Ford Coppola soundtracks, going back to that Outsiders. You know, the original one has the soundtrack, the score is done by Carmen Coppola, this was his brother, I think, his older brother. And they reissued, it was years ago, I bought this too, The Outsiders, the complete novel. It was a DVD that had all the deleted scenes put back in there, but then they changed the soundtrack, removed all the dark sounding soundtrack from Carmen Coppola, and added like classic, you know, rock and roll from the 50s and whatnot, Elvis and stuff. I mean, I like that stuff, but when they put that in there, it fucked the whole movie up. It changed the whole tone of it. No, you should never fuck with shit like that. I hate when they do that. Like they did that with, God damn it! Fucking light. Like when they did that with Star Wars, they reissued that shit with all those fucked up computer animated bullshit. Fuck that. Leave it the way it is. Alright, anyway, yeah, moving on. Some more shit. This is going on longer, but I don't give a fuck. Fucking Death Wish soundtrack, Herbie Hancock, excellent fucking, it's just jazz shit, but that's alright. And Death Wish 2, done by Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. Both of these soundtracks I listen to pretty fucking often. Plus Charles Bronson's one of my favorite fucking actors. Excellent soundtracks here. I listen to both of them pretty often, and again, those movies were very influential to me as well. I first saw Death Wish 2 is definitely a movie I should not have been watching as a kid. That's for fucking sure. Watching rape scenes and shit. I think I talked about this before. On here, I told one of these fucking idiots that we know that Death Wish came out on DVD with a special edition with extended rape scenes, and I was totally joking. This fucking idiot went and bought it and said, yeah, I was looking, I didn't see the special features, the extended rape scene. I was like, you sick fuck. But yeah, good fucking movie, man. Both of them. I like Death Wish 3. I also like Part 4, The Crackdown. I saw those at the theater. Part 5 was okay, but the first 3 are the best. Part 4 is, actually 4 is pretty good too, even though he was getting a little fucking old by that point. Yeah, I know. I like this movie too, and I like the soundtrack. That fucking Eddie Rabbit song, every which way but loose, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't care. I like this shit. Fucking wipe my ass. Got the soundtrack to this too, Deathgasm. You've probably seen this before. It's got a cool soundtrack. Death metal on there, whatnot. Good movie too. Death metal with zombies and stuff. If you haven't seen this movie, it is worth looking at and watching for sure. It fits as far as fitting metal. Another movie very influential. I saw this, 1979, The Warriors. I did see this at the theater. I remember my parents took me and we saw this at the fucking theater. And yeah, Baseball Furies, man. The excellent movie, but the best fucking character was Ajax, fucking James Remar. He's one to fucking brawl and all that shit. They should have had him last through the whole movie, because that was the best fucking part of it. Even though he didn't have much brains, but he liked to talk shit and start swinging on people. That fight scene with the Baseball Furies, great fucking scene. Okay, one more here. Fucking Wild Angels. I fucking love all these biker exploitation movies from the 60s and 70s. Got Peter Fonda and Nancy Sinatra. So obviously they're trying to play off the Easy Rider movie, which was really cool. But this one is just pure ridiculousness. I like it. It's got fucking Bruce Dern on here as well. And also members of the Hells Angels California, Venice Beach, or whatever. Good fucking movie. Again, this reminds me of my youth. Let's get through some of this shit. Going to, remember this fucking shit, Robert Corman, fucking Battle Beyond the Stars. Good ass fucking movie. Got Richard Thomas. Is this the one that has John Saxon? I can't even fucking remember. Yeah, John Saxon, George Papard from A-Team is on here. Robert Vaughn, originally from the Magnificent Seven. Sybil Danning, remember her? On Howling 2. Howling 2. Howling 2, you know what I'm talking about? A great Roger Corman movie. This one here is reissue of the, well, actually it never came out on, was released before until now. Class of Nukem High soundtrack, which I always wanted those songs off here, man. It was so good. I mean, they had, there's a Stratus song who has Clive Burr who was originally in Iron Maiden. That song, Run For Your Life. Man, it's a fucking good metal song. Just fucking anthem. Stormbringer, The Smithereens. Excellent soundtrack. Great movie, great songs. I'm going through these kind of quicker. Blade Runner, soundtrack, Vangelis. Excellent shit. I don't really have to talk about this movie. Dark, brooding movie. Great soundtrack, great score. What the fuck else? Let's wrap this shit up. Actually, I'm not even going through all. There's too many of them. Biker movie, William Smith. The fuck is this? Oh, Space Odyssey 2001. Stanley Kubrick, one of my fucking all-time favorite movies. Just weird shit. Fucking Howl. You know Howl? Oh, somebody left this in my fucking house too. You seen this movie, Nightmare Before Christmas? What's this? What's this? This goddamn light is coming off. It's turning off. What's this? What's this? My dick is getting big. You know that fucking movie. Oh, here you go. Monster Shark, this Italian movie. Great movie. Excellent soundtrack. Synth-based. It's one of those movies that's fucking just really bad but so good. It's kind of like, have you seen Tentacles? Other 80s monster shark or monster underwater movie. Italian. This and Tentacles, I mean, are they good movies? I don't know. If I saw them new for the first time now, I probably wouldn't like them, but they just remind me of my childhood, and plus the soundtracks are really good. Just very atmospheric and moody, especially Tentacles. The soundtrack on there, fucking good. I got more over here. I got a whole shitload of them on CD too. Fucking, I ain't going over no more goddamn shit. Anybody remember these fucking movies? Motherfucker!